guys, welcome back to Kaz Loves Travelling. Today I'm reviewing our 2-week Outback Queensland road trip featuring Carnarvon Gorge, some fossicking at Rubyvale, history at Longreach, Cosmos Centre at Charleville, Cunamulla, Charlotte Plains with the artesian bores and St George. Our 2-week road trip started at the spectacular Carnarvon Gorge, 600 kilometres northwest of Brisbane. With its soaring sandstone cliffs and serene rainforests, it's a great place for a mixture of hiking and relaxing. Accommodation available ranges anywhere from self-sufficient camping and caravanning through to luxury lodges. We chose to stay at the Big 4 Breeze Caravan Park in an en-suited cabin. Walks at Carnarvon Gorge range anywhere from a 1.5 kilometre stroll along Carnarvon Creek to an 87 kilometre hike for avid walkers. We did a full day walk starting at Cathedral Cave, coming back to the art gallery with over 2,000 exhibits of Indigenous artwork, over to the beautiful Wards Canyon with its giant tree ferns, before heading to the amphitheatre. Accessed by climbing a 10-metre high ladder, the 60-metre hidden chamber is known for its acoustics, but also a great place just to sit quietly and contemplate. Our last stop on our walk was the Moss Garden. With its beautiful, unique microclimate, it's just a hidden gem. Leaving the beautiful Carnarvon Gorge, we headed about 3.5 hours north to Rubyvale, where we spent one night in the Gemfields. We happened to do 2 tours. The first was Bobby Dazzler Sapphire Mine Tours, and it was fun, simple little tour where we did some fossicking and did find some sapphires. The following morning we did the Miners Heritage Tour. I would say that this is an absolute must do. We found it so informative, interesting. It did take us a couple of hours, but well worth it. After each of the tours, we bought some soil that has been mined, and it's just a great fun introduction to fossicking. You might even be lucky enough to come away with some sapphires. Moving on from Rubyvale, we travelled west towards Longreach. We stopped at Barcaldine, where we had some lunch and spent some time looking at the famous Tree of Knowledge. So the Tree of Knowledge is a historically significant site of the 1891 Shearers' Strike. It's a pivotal event in Australia's labour movement. We found there was heaps to do in Longreach. One of the first things we did was the Qantas Founders Museum. So this is describing the history of Queensland's very own airline from its inception in 1920 through to current times. It was a really interesting way of spending a few hours and very informative. If you want to, you can even pre-book a specific time to do a wing walk on a Boeing 747's 25-metre wing, or explore the cockpit of a Boeing 707. We enjoyed a sunset paddle wheeler cruise on the Thompson River, followed by dinner around a campfire and some entertainment. Another thing we did was the Stockman's Hall of Fame, where you can learn about the history of Australian stockmen, watch some shows, very entertaining. Again, a good way to spend several hours. Another unique activity was the Cobb & Co stagecoach experience, where you actually get to ride in a horse-drawn stagecoach through Longreach out following the original tracks. We sat in the back, it was really dusty, had to get blown off, but well worth it. The last tour we did was a day trip to Winton, home of Banjo Patterson's famous iconic Australian waltzing Matilda and also Australian Age of Dinosaurs. So there was a lot of dinosaur artefacts discovered around Winton, and so this museum is really interesting. Not only some genuine dinosaur prints, but lots of models. Jurassic Park, eat your heart out. It was a really good day. A lot of the tours that we did through, or activities that we did in Longreach, were booked with Outback Pioneers. Outback Pioneers was started by Richard McKinnon, a grazier and farmer in Longreach who has tapped into the tourism and marketing to supplement his property. He is the funniest, most quintessential Australian Queenslander outback guy that you could ever meet. I really recommend booking some of the Outback Pioneer tours. You won't regret it. Leaving Longreach, we headed about 500 kilometres south to Charleville. Just outside Longreach is Ilfracombe, where they have this cute little machinery and heritage museum display about a kilometre of farm and vehicle equipment. So because it was such a long drive, we stopped at Blackall to break up the drive. We quickly visited the famous Black Stump before heading to the wool scour, where you can learn about how they wash the wool, and then we enjoyed a little dip at the Blackall Aquatic Centre with its hot artesian springs. Arriving in Charleville, we did a cute little bilby experience, just a very short time there. We also explored around the area, obviously. But the biggest draw card for us was the Cosmos Centre. So we did that night tour where you get to experience the amazing Milky Way with high-powered telescopes, really informative, fascinating, just loved it. It is cold, they give you blankets, but rug up. The area around Charleville and Cunamulla is part of the Great Artesian Basin. So they actually tap into their geothermal heating, which provides hot water directly from bores, and use that as part of tourism in the area. You can learn more about the Artesian Basin at the Artesian Time Travel activity at their Cunamulla Visitor Centre. Really worthwhile and fun. So from Cunamulla we went a little bit west to Yulo, where we just spent a couple of hours at the fun Yulo mud baths. It was worth the drive and just a fun couple of hours doing something different. You're out there, explore the local attractions. So after our luxurious mud baths, we headed to Charlotte Plains for the night. Charlotte Plains is a working cattle and sheep station where they also take advantage of tourism with the beautiful hot artesian baths. We chose to stay in their shearer's shed accommodation, which was different and fun, but you can also do caravanning or camping there. Sunsets and sunrises were just beautiful. In hindsight, I would recommend staying a night in Cunamulla or perhaps a couple of nights at Charlotte Plains just to really enjoy it. All good things must come to an end, and our final night was spent at St George. We enjoyed some time at the beautiful River Sands Winery before a nice walk along the Boulogne River for sunset, followed by an amazing dinner at one of their taverns. So that's a wrap for our almost 2 weeks for our central Outback Queensland road trip. I hope you've enjoyed and got some inspiration. Don't forget to like, and thanks for watching. See you next time.